Welcome, and today we are talking about how to start your day the right way during the menopause years. A simple routine which will really help with both energy and hormone balance. So, I first of all want to talk about how it's so important for women over 40 to start their day the right way because of how it supports energy and improves our overall health, which can help towards having an easier menopause. And people really underestimate the impact that your morning, the way you start your day, has on the rest of your day. And if you don't get your morning right, then it can really impact on everything else that happens during the day, and I'll explain why. Now, before we get started, if you are not already subscribing, please do subscribe to support this channel. And if you hit the notification bell, you will be notified whenever I do one of these live videos. It will just give you an alert to say that something's gone live. It really does help to support the channel if people subscribe, because it tells YouTube that people are interested in what I'm sharing. So if you are watching this and you're finding it interesting, please do subscribe, and also hit the like button as well, because that helps too. So we all know that menopause brings about challenges, things like fatigue and loss of motivation, low moods, mood swings, and hormone imbalances. And starting the day the right way can really set a positive tone. But it's not just about mentally being prepared in the mornings, it's also about how what we do in the morning affects our hormones. And that, I think, is what people miss. We all know that if we start the day the right way and, positivity, etc., then that makes a difference. But it's the other stuff that people don't really take into consideration. So let's first off start off by talking about the circadian rhythm and the sleep-wake cycle. We have something called a circadian rhythm, which is the kind of body clock of your body, the clock of your body rather. And we have, as part of that, a sleep and wake cycle. And our body naturally has a preference to what that cycle is. And often we don't listen to it. For example, we go to bed after we are getting tired and sleepy when we're sat on the sofa watching TV. We don't always listen to our body, which is falling asleep, and think, right, this is the time that my body wants to go to sleep. So we push on through, carry on watching that Netflix series or that film, and we miss that sleep part of the sleep-wake cycle. And that really has an impact. And the same with our mornings, because when we mess up our sleep at night, it also impacts our mornings. And what we do in the morning, first thing, really helps to regulate and set that body clock. So something that I get all my clients to do is to make sure that they get daylight into their eyes first thing, because when we get daylight into our eyes, it's telling the body that it is daytime, it's time to wake up, and cortisol rises at that point. And what it also does is it regulates our melatonin production at night, which is our sleep hormone. And the impact can be huge. It can improve our mood and boost our energy levels throughout the day because our sleep is improved. So what you're doing at night and what you're doing first thing in the morning when it comes to sleep is so important. Another thing is consistently waking up at the same time. Even at the weekends, which I know people find really difficult, but if you can try not to have massive sleeps at the weekend, catch up, but try and get into a routine of waking up at a similar time every day, it can really help with that whole sleep cycle and sleep-wake cycle. And you can just, set an alarm to aim to wake yourself up at a certain time. And that really helps to regulate that internal body clock and reduces the feelings of grogginess that we get. At the weekends when you oversleep because you're trying to catch up on sleep, that can have a big impact. What we should be doing is trying to get the right amount of sleep every night. So we're aiming for between 7 and 8 hours, and it differs from person to person. I, for example, operate absolutely fine on 7 hours. As long as I get my 7 hours, I feel good. I have plenty of energy. I'm not sleepy during the day. I don't get brain fog. I'm, alert. If I go less than 7 hours on a regular basis, I start to notice the difference. And that's what you've got to work out. How much time do you need? So yeah, that's really important. That whole what time you go to bed, what time you wake up, getting daylight on your eyes. Next up is about breakfast, and breakfast matters, but it's not just about having a breakfast, it's what breakfast you have. It's essential to have a protein-rich breakfast within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. And some healthy fats too, if you can. Now, a lot of people say to me they can't tolerate breakfast early. That's actually an issue that has built up over time. We should be able to eat within an hour of waking up. However, if you struggle with that, then I suggest just trying to go for something really small, like a not too sweet, so not too much fruit smoothie with some protein in it, perhaps some nuts and seeds and some collagen powder. Just starting with that within that 30 to 60 minutes of waking starts the metabolism off. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, what about intermittent fasting, etc.? I don't agree with doing extended massive fasts when we're going through perimenopause and menopause if we're struggling with symptoms, because it's stressful for the body. But if you do want to fast, then do it at the night, do it the other side of the day. So do it at the end of the day. Have your dinner earlier, stop eating earlier, let your digestion relax, and then make sure that you don't go more, maximum 14 hours, but aim for 12 hours. That's a good number. That's a good time frame to aim for that isn't too stressful for your body. And actually, we should be fasting for 12 hours a day. And healthy fats, really important because of hormone production, because hormones require fats to be produced, but also protein stabilizes blood sugar. That's why we want to aim for that. And then when we have our breakfast, we want to be having between 20 and 30 grams of protein with our breakfast, with our lunch and with our dinner. We should be aiming for about 100 grams of protein a day at least. And most people don't have it at breakfast. They might have it at lunch and dinner, but they don't have anywhere near enough at breakfast. And they're not starting their day the right way. They're not setting their blood sugar the right way. And that then has knock-on effects for the rest of the day. So yeah, I'm not a proponent of skipping breakfast. A lot of women do it. I don't think it's a good idea. Going long periods without food increases stress hormones like cortisol and leads to blood sugar instability, which worsens your menopause symptoms like fatigue and mood swings. Okay, so then next up, mindful movement and a positive mindset. So what can you do for this? Things like incorporating some form of gentle movement like yoga or Pilates is my favorite. Even just stretching and going for a walk in the morning helps to reduce stress and boost our mood and our energy. Setting a positive mindset for the day early on can really help shape your entire day. So some people will do gratitude journaling or gratitude thoughts. Whatever it is for you that works, do that. There's no set thing that everybody should be doing, but we need to focus on doing something that really sets our mind. So we've talked about the body and, making sure that we eat right and get the sunlight, but also we've got to think about our mind as well. And then hydrating. Most people do not hydrate first thing in the morning. It's important because after a night's sleep, your body is dehydrated, which can contribute to fatigue, headache, sluggishness, and affects the metabolism. So drinking water immediately after you wake up really helps to kickstart your metabolism, flush out toxins that might have built up overnight and improve your cognitive function. And how do we implement it? Well, an easy way is to just keep a glass bottle or a bottle of water by your bed and make sure that that's the first thing that you reach for in the morning. And you have to make it a habit. So, it's very easy to do it for a few days and then forget. You've got to really make it a habit. After you've done it for about 30 days, maybe a bit longer, it becomes a habit. And then it's something that you won't even think about, like brushing your teeth. You don't think about brushing your teeth, you just do it every day, hopefully. And so it's the same with hydration. But having that water by your bed really makes a difference. And if you don't want to do that, then just making sure that you have something obvious in the kitchen so you don't forget when you go down in the morning. Before that cup of tea or coffee, have the big glass of water, preferably with a pinch of sea salt in it. Back to the mind, so mindfulness or meditation can be really helpful. Stress and anxiety are such a big common problem during menopause due to hormonal changes, and practicing meditation first thing in the morning can really help to reduce that stress, improve your focus, and set a calm tone for the day. You just have to start with 5 or 10 minutes. It could even just be deep breathing. It could be a breathing exercise like the 4-8-7, which is where you breathe in for 4, 4-7-8. Breathe in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. And doing that 5 times, so 5 rounds of that, can really make a difference. So yeah, I do like meditation first thing in the morning. Again, you've got to get into the habit of doing it. You've got to set your alarm. It's a good time to do it when you first wake up. Set your alarm a little bit earlier than normal, and just 10 minutes, 5 minutes makes a difference. Another thing I love in the mornings is dry skin brushing, body brushing, because it stimulates blood flow and it promotes lymphatic drainage to help get rid of those toxins. So drinking that water and then body brushing can really help. There is a correct way to body brush. You should start at the feet. You need to have a nice brush with soft bristles, not too soft, not too firm. You don't want it to scratch. And you start at the feet and you just work up towards the heart. When you get to the top of the body, you brush from the shoulders down to the heart. So it's up to the heart and down to the heart. And it's also really good for the skin. It can really help with dull skin because it's exfoliating as well. And cellulite as well, it really helps with that. So it is a great thing to do. I try and remember to do it every day. If I don't leave my body brush out, it doesn't happen. If I do, it does. So, it's what's in front of you. So yeah, just 2 to 3 minutes. It doesn't take long before you get in the shower is a great time to do it. And then follow it with a lovely skincare routine to nourish your skin, some sort of very natural moisturizer, perhaps a natural oil or something is a good idea. But if you're going to use body lotions, make sure that they are very, very clean, pure ones. What's up next? Time in nature. So time in nature, some people say, well, I haven't got time to do this, but I appreciate not everybody has got the luxury of being able to go for a walk in the mornings. But, if you do, then this is a great one to add in. I'm very lucky because I work for myself, I set my own schedule, and I have a dog. And so I have to go for a walk. So I prioritize going for a walk before starting work. And it makes a huge difference. I live in the countryside, thankfully, and for me, it's easy. I can just go and walk down by the river or on one of the commons. But it is a really important part of my day. It really does reduce stress and improves mood, boosts mental clarity. Exposure to nature and fresh air, especially in the morning, enhances that feeling of calm and well-being. So if you can do it, do it. But even if you don't have the opportunity, you know, can you walk to work, or can you walk to the bus, or can you walk to the tube, or, you know, rather than always taking the car, is there any chance, even if it's just 5 minutes, to get outside, sitting in the garden, like can you drink your coffee or your tea in the garden first thing rather than in rushing around? Can you take an extra 5 minutes to just sit there and soak up the fresh air, or on a balcony if you don't have a garden, whatever works for you. Another really good thing to do, which I appreciate not everyone has time to do, but occasionally, is walking bare feet on the grass or wherever you can to ground yourself first thing. That can really make a huge difference as well. Now, I know not everybody can do all of these things, but if you can pick two or even one and start there, it will start to make a difference. And then when you layer things on top, the more you do, the better the improvements. So let's just recap on what we've talked about. It's a strong morning routine. It's light exposure on your face first thing. It's making sure that you wake up at the same time each day. It's making sure that you're having breakfast, or at least some protein and carbohydrate, protein and fats, healthy fats, and a little bit of carbohydrates first thing within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. That doesn't have to be your full breakfast. I don't have a big breakfast at that time. I will have something small and to get my metabolism going, because I used to be one of those people that said, I don't eat breakfast. I can't eat breakfast. I can't eat breakfast. And I claimed it for years. And what I realized was that I told myself a story, and I believed this story that I couldn't eat breakfast, but I could eat breakfast. It just needed to do the right thing and eat the right amount and the right type of thing. And then I have my bigger breakfast a bit later, and that's fine. And then, you know, doing things like the body brushing, meditation, mindfulness, stretching, yoga, going out for a walk in nature, whatever you can do, implement small changes, and slowly over time, they become habits, and you will notice the difference, I'm sure. If you found this helpful, please do remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on menopause health. I try to do these videos at least once a week, and I'm using topics that are, you know, things that people ask me about. So if you've got any topics you'd like me to cover, do pop them in the comments. And if you have anything to share about your morning routine, or you've got any questions about what I've spoken about today, then again, please do ask in the comments, and I will answer everybody's messages as I always try to. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.